the empathy gap. Not really having the same levels of sympathy for men that we would for women in a similar situation. And at first, that can feel like a really uncomfortable concept. But research from America, 35,000 people took part in the research, and it showed a clear pattern that as people, we are more likely to be more sympathetic towards women who are struggling than men who would be struggling with the same issue. We would be happier to see funding going towards women issues than men. And actually, when we think about men's well-being and how we create better outcomes for men, which in turn creates better outcomes for women, understanding the empathy gap, just talking about it, is not a bad starting point for a conversation. Why do we have an empathy gap? Some of it is evolutionary, in that for any species, that species, if it was down to the last few animals within that species, you'd be better off having 20 females and 4 males than the other way round. So there is an evolutionary thing there that would mean that there's more of an emphasis on looking after women and girls. We've had the Birkenhead drill since the 1850s, women and children first, named after the heroic sacrifice of British soldiers whose ship, the Birkenhead, was sinking. There weren't enough lifeboats, so they made sure the women and children got off first, and then it was the men who mostly drowned or were picked off by sharks. And then that creates this sentiment, just women and children first. That's just the normal thing. And I'm not saying any of this stuff is wrong, but there is an empathy gap that then sees its way into how we fund projects for men, boys, women, girls. And it's definitely something to talk about as we come into International Men's Day.